Hello, I'm Margarita Noyes, and this is Homeschool Questions and Answers. Today's question is, what about TV and video games? What was my experience? What did we do? What do I think of it? Well, the first note that I wrote on my page when I was preparing to answer this was the word none. None at all. Get rid of it. When my husband and I got married in 1985, we decided not to have a television for 1 year. Someone told us that if we get rid of television and don't have it for our first year of marriage, we could get to know each other, read books together, talk, do chores together. So we took that advice and we didn't get a TV. And it was the best year of our lives. So at the end of that year, we decided never to get a TV. And we never have. In fact, people have given us televisions because they can't believe that we are living without a television. I have been given a television as small as a wristwatch that you can watch on your wrist like this. And we have been given, or offered, a television as big as a large screen TV. Thousands of dollars in value. And we said no, we didn't accept those gifts. So what happened with our children as a result? I want to say that the single best thing we ever did for our children was not having a television. We've never had one. We also didn't let them play video games. We did allow educational video games that were very carefully chosen because a lot of games that claim to be educational are really more about shoot 'em up than they are about learning math or vocabulary or spelling. So we got the video games that were heavy on academics and very light on graphics and bells and whistles. So our children had only educational software and no television. I think this was very good for our children for a number of reasons. First, television and all screen-based entertainment, anything that has a screen, it is addictive. It's an addictive medium. There's a book that was written called The Plug-in Drug. The drug that you plug into the wall and set your kid in front of. That book had medical discussion of the effect on a child's body or an adult body of watching television. It causes the pupils to dilate. It causes the muscles to go slack, so it sends you into a stupor. And while you're in that stupor, you are very subject to suggestion. And as you all know, the content of what most television shows put forth is very bad. You want to feed your child's soul with good things, good imaginations, moral virtue, stories of heroes, and also truth, stories of human nature, but preferably human nature at its best. And what comes on television is not like that. If you do not have television, what will you do? Will your children be bored? Will you go crazy? Many mothers in America use television and video games as a way to keep their kids quiet so the mother can get something done. But I want to tell you from personal experience that that is not at all necessary. In our house, we did not have a lot of toys. We did not have a lot of things to entertain our children. What we had was a few tools. I call them tools because, excuse me, because they weren't really toys. We had art supplies and clean paper and good quality color pencils and crayons and paints and scissors and glue. We had a table low down so the children could do art. We had tools for the boys to use to work with wood or to take things apart and put them together. The children were allowed to cook in the kitchen. We had musical instruments and videos about how to play the piano, play the guitar, play the violin, play the flute. We had books about how to draw or how to knit, crochet, all kinds of books. We had books of games that you can play with just normal household things. So I found that if the children had these kinds of things in the environment and they had lots of time, they used those materials and they were not bored. But if your child is bored, what you want to do is essentially punish it. What you do is, when there is work to be done, like the dishes have to be washed or the vacuuming of the rug or sweep the floor, clean the bathroom, make the beds, fold the laundry, when there's work to be done, you look around at your children, and the child that is the least gainfully employed, the child who is doing something that you value the least, is the one you make do the chores. So if you have one child practicing the piano and one child sketching from nature, trying to learn how to draw, and one child reading a good book, and one child just sitting around, or, God forbid, complaining that he is bored, the child who is sitting around has to do the work. Very quickly, you will find that your children are busy, and they're busy doing things you want them to do because there are no other options in the house. And just a word to the wise, when you grab that child who is the least gainfully employed, the least busy, he will say to you, when you say, George, go do the dishes, he will say, oh no, I was just about to do my schoolwork, or I was just about to read my book, or I was just about to practice piano. And then you say, that's very good, son. As soon as you finish the dishes, you can read your book. Or as soon as you finish the dishes, you can do your school, or you can practice the piano. Make sure the child must do the work first. If not, you will be creating a bad interaction where you ask them to do it and they say, oh no, I have to do something else. So if you do this, your children will not be bored. People are bored when they don't have enough work to do, not when they don't have enough entertainment. I guarantee you, if you get rid of your TV and also get rid of all of the activities that your children can do that are not educational in a broad sense, something that builds skills. If you get rid of all of the simple, low-level entertainment in your house and require your children to work, then they will not be bored. They will enjoy their free time, and they will fill it with gainful activities of your choice. So that's what we did, and it had a really good result. So keep sending your questions in. I'll look forward to hearing from you. I'm Margarita Noyes, and this is Homeschool Questions and Answers.